Telling someone no at work can feel awkward or even confrontational. What if they get upset? What if it ruins the relationship? As a manager, you'll face this constantly, but it doesn't have to be so hard. There's a simple 4-step formula you can follow to say no in a way that keeps things positive, professional, and clear. So, in this video, I'll break it down, plus show you an example on how to apply it with a team member. You will walk away with a script that you can start using today. Now let's go to the communication of saying no. So we're going to show you a step-by-step process on how to do that. So the following step-by-step process outlines a thoughtful approach to communicating your refusal while preserving relationships and leaving a positive impression. So step 1 is to offer appreciation. So begin by expressing gratitude for their proposal, acknowledging the thought and effort they've put into the request. This initial acknowledgement sets a positive tone for the conversation. So then we go to step 2, and that's articulate your no. So transition directly into communicating your refusal. Phrases like, I understand your request, but currently our focus needs to be on. Or, under normal circumstances, we might, but our current priority necessitate the following things. So that can frame your no in a context that shows consideration for their needs while emphasizing your constraints. Employing a moment of silence after your explanation can also lend weight to your decision, allowing it to be fully absorbed. Then we go to step 3, and that's provide an explanation. So briefly elaborate on the reasons behind your refusal. This explanation should be concise yet informative, aiming to clarify your stance without becoming a lengthy justification. It is also an opportunity to address any assumptions and engage in a short dialogue for clarity. Then we go to step 4, and that is the last step, and that is compliment and conclude. Conclude the interaction on a positive note, compliment them for their initiative, and if appropriate, offer advice or encouragement for future endeavors. This final step ensures the conversation ends constructively, leaving the door open for positive future interactions. Alright, so let's give you a brief summary of that. First of all, appreciation, recognize their effort. Number 2, you want to say no, so communicate your decision directly. Number 3, explain, offer a succinct rationale. And number 4, compliment and close, end on a positive note. So adapting this structured approach to saying no allows you as a manager to navigate the complexities of workplace relationships with tact and integrity. And by doing so, you reinforce your commitment to your and the company's priorities while maintaining respectful and productive relationships with colleagues and subordinates. So that's the theory, right? Let's dive into a business case, the new software feature proposal. So the scenario is as following. So you are a manager of a software development team at a mid-sized technology company, and one of your team members, Taylor, has come up with a new feature proposal aimed at enhancing the company's main product. Taylor believes that by adding this feature, the product will become more competitive and attract new customers. Taylor's proposal is well thought out and has potential. However, the development team is currently overloaded with several high-priority projects, including a major project release and critical bug fixes. And additionally, the budget for new development initiatives has already been allocated for the quarter. So the task is now for you to use the 4-step no communication framework to respond to Taylor's proposal. Consider how you would do it. So first of all, what you want to do is offer appreciations. So recognize Taylor's effort and creativity in coming up with the proposal. Then what you want to do is articulate the no, so clearly communicate your decision not to move forward with the project at this time. And then you want to do step 3, and that is provide an explanation. So briefly explain the reasons behind your decisions, emphasizing the current workload and budget constraints. And then number 4, what you want to do is compliment and conclude. end the conversation on a positive note, encouraging Taylor to continue contributing ideas and suggesting a possible future time to revisit the proposal. Okay, so if you want to work for yourself on that, pause it now. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a response example, okay? So here we go with the response example. So step 1, offer appreciation, right? So Taylor, thank you so much for putting together this comprehensive proposal. I can see you've put a lot of thought and effort in it, and your creativity in wanting to enhance our product is much appreciated. So that is step 1. Then we go to step 2, and there we have to articulate the no already, right? However, at this time, we cannot move forward with this new feature. Our team needs to stay focused on the upcoming product release and address critical bug fixes. These tasks are essential for our current objectives and must take priority. So that is step 2. Then I go to step 3 and I provide a little bit more of an explanation to be transparent, right? So right now, our team is already stretched thin with these high priority tasks, and our budget for new development initiatives has been fully allocated for this quarter. We simply don't have the capacity to take on another project at this time. And then we go to step 4, and that is to complement and conclude. I truly appreciate your initiative, and I encourage you to keep thinking of innovative ideas like this. Once we get through the next few months, I'd love to revisit your proposal and see how we might integrate it in our plans. Your contributions are valuable to our team's success, right? So that's how you can do that. Of course, it's not going to be a monologue like that. The person also interacts with you, but in this course, I cannot give you the interaction, right? So I just give it to you from your side, the 4 steps. So that is basically your roadmap of saying how to say no. Now that you've seen an example, maybe you want to apply this to your own life. So practicing the 4-step no communication framework. This exercise will help you apply the 4-step no framework in a real-life context. Here are the instructions. Number 1 is reflect on a past situation. Think back to a recent occasion when you had to decline a request at work. It could be a situation where you had to prioritize other tasks, or simply when the request didn't align with your team's goals or company strategy. So think back of that recent occasion. Number 2, what I want you to do is write down your response. Using the 4-step framework, draft a response to that request. Remember to include appreciation, say no, explain, compliment and close, right? Write that down for yourself so you can look back at a situation that you dealt with, and you can write down how you would have said no with this knowledge that you have now. And then number 3, reflection. So looking at what you wrote down and what you actually did in the past, reflect on how you can do better next time. So by practicing this framework, you'll build confidence in handling challenging conversations and maintaining strong, respectful relationships in the workplace. Thanks for watching. You are taking real steps towards becoming a stronger, more effective leader. So what did you find most helpful today? Drop it in the comments if you'd like to share. And want to go further? Check out my full courses for step-by-step lessons on becoming a better manager. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a new video. See you in the next one.